Jeff, we're talking 8 bells. Is this a filly race with fillies that have distance limitations? Some of these I remember on the Kentucky Oaks Trail.
Yeah, I think 7 furlongs is going to fit some of these really, really well. There are at least three truly terrific fillies in this race. I'm going to use all three. Hard to separate. Certainly Promise Me Silver is undefeated. Enchanting Lady coming in from California for Bob Baffert, and Taylor S drawn outside. I think those are the three that I'm going to zero in on, but if you got a case for some others, maybe a long shot or two, I'm all ears, because this is a deep and talented field.
We'll start with Enchanting Lady. The route experiment, 2 races back over, cut back in distance to sprint. I think 7 furlongs hits her right between the eyes, and she's done nothing wrong in 3 one-turn races.
Well, I think eventually she might be able to route, but in that route race you mentioned against Stellar Wind and the Santa Isabel, that was her first start since last summer. She may not have been cranked up and dead fit, but Bob backed her up to 3/4 of a mile, 6.5 actually, in the Santa Paula, and she was absolutely breathtaking in this race. She was on the pace, forcing the pace, and then she came away and won. The 98 Beyer number was fantastic.
Yeah.
She's won 7/8 in the morning and 123 and change since then. She is absolutely spot on for a major effort. And, Marty Garcia had his choice of the 2 Bafferts. He chooses this one. And I think Enchanted Lady is ready for the run at least as well as she ran in her last race, maybe even better. And at 4-1, to me, she is the one to beat. And for me, she's also a straight play. I'm not going to single her, but I'm going to certainly use her.
How can you argue with Promise Me Silver's record? All she does is get the gold medal when she runs undefeated, 7 for 7 lifetime.
Interesting thing about Promise Me Silver, and if you watch her visually, she's so impressive because she lays close up, but she doesn't go to the front, and then she explodes in the lane. However, if you're a speed figure guy, and I use speed figures, but I'm not married to them or anything like that, you look at her numbers and she's nowhere close to being fast enough on pure numbers to win a race like this. This is her first graded stakes attempt in her career. She's been terrifically managed by Brett Calhoun. I mean, she's been all over the place. Lone Star, Churchill, Retama, Fairgrounds, Oaklawn, Sam Houston. I mean, he's really spotted her well. She's going to have to step up her game.
She is.
But I'm not sure that we can count her out. In fact, I'm going to use her because 7/8 looks like a perfect distance for her, and she just doesn't. She doesn't know the meaning of the defeat, lose. She doesn't know the meaning of the word lose, I'm trying to say, because she can really turn it on, and when she sees a target, she goes and gets her. So I'm going to use Promise Me Silver, obviously, along with Enchanting Lady. And Taylor S.
Yeah, drawn outside is Taylor S. 2 of her 3 lifetime wins have come at Churchill Downs, 7/8 of a mile. That's a pretty good post 12. Regular rider Corey Lanery strings along for Dale Rowe.
She just won a stake at Gulfstream from the rail. Now she's drawn outside. And I think even though it looks on the form like she needs to go to the front, I don't think she'll have to here. I think if there's speed inside, she'll be able to sit out there and kind of stalk the pace and move when she wants to move. And again, another 4-1 shot. She's won half of her 6 starts, but more importantly, 2 out of 3 lifetime here at Churchill. So you know she likes the track. She's coming off a terrific win. She's trained well since. And I absolutely think Taylor S., who on numbers, I mean, she's got a couple of 90 Beyer numbers. She's right there with the rest of these. She's right there as well. So you got to throw her in. So, again, those are the 3 I'm concentrating on. Do you have a price source I do,
right?
I figured you would.
I'm drawn toward the outside. Leparoux and Keneally have been a potent jockey-trainer combo at Churchill Downs. Here's a filly by Street Sense that is low. She's low on numbers, which means her price goes up. The number players will back off of her, but she made her first start this year, last time out at Keeneland on a sloppy track. And I pay no attention to the number in that race. Watch that race back, and you watch how professional she was, splitting horses, driving through, and drawing away. I think there's tons of upside there. She's going to need to jump up.
Right.
But if she does, she's 15-1 on the morning line. I think you get that and more when they leave the starting gate. Street Heart by Street Sense, who like Churchill Downs.
Yeah,
I think she's a live filly in this race from off the pace.
Well, only 4 starts. We don't know what her upside is.
We don't know.
We do know, though, that she'll be finishing late, and if there's a pace meltdown, who better than a 15-1 shot to pick him up? Great race, really deep and contentious. It's going to take a high-quality filly to win it.
Marquee event and final leg of the pick 4, Grade 1 Kentucky Oaks when we come back.